Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Shadow's favorite games. I am the Red Shadow, and today we are going to be talking about another of my favorite old PlayStation 1 games. And in a way, kind of a series. Although I prefer the first game in this series a little more than the sequel. And anyway, we are talking about Mega Man Legends for the PlayStation 1. Now this game here and I have a very interesting past. Unlike, I'm sure, a great deal of people who are watching this video, this was my first experience with Mega Man. I knew who Mega Man was. I've seen the games. I've seen the side-scrolling of the little blue guy with the gun arm and he's shooting at stuff and yada yada yada. I was never a huge fan of the abundance of those style games that were out in like the 80s and 90s. They just didn't do anything for me, and Mega Man was no exception. I just didn't really care all that much. But then I saw a review that was in PSM magazine and actually was released in their magazine early. And then they had to issue a correction saying, "Oh, we just had an early build. The game's not going to be coming out when they thought it was. We'll review it again once it does come out." And I always enjoyed the fact that the PSM magazine did that and corrected themselves. But from both reviews and seeing the screenshots from the game, I was actually quite intrigued. This is not, a side-scrolling game. This is a 3D game where you move around in an actual 3D world. And the characters are quirky, and I don't know, there's just something really, really about it that it just hooked me in, and I played the game and I loved it. Then, of course, they came out with Mega Man Legends 2, which was a furtherance of the story. I'm getting a lot of the glare from the TV and the windows and stuff, but Mega Man Legends 2 was more of the same. And then later on they had kind of a spin-off game called The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Oh my gosh, how I wish I had never got rid of that game when I originally did, because that is probably right now my holy grail game. It used to be tracking down the I'm not going to say it. I'll save that for that particular video, but it used to be tracking down a certain strategy guide for my favorite all-time game. I managed to complete that task last year, I believe it was. So that's now my current holy grail, is finding the Misadventures of Tron Bonne without having to break the bank. But anyway, here's my strategy guide, my Prima strategy guide for Mega Man Legends. I looked briefly through my strategy guides and couldn't find one for Mega Man Legends 2, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't have it. I do have some guides in my living room here that aren't necessarily sorted out yet. But if I don't have it, I want to get that. But anyway, let me get back to Mega Man in general. This one, I guess it's because of its quirky nature and the 3D aspect of it as opposed to the two-dimensional side-scroller. That's what drew me in to want to check this game out. And then I played it and I was just amazed. It's just such a wonderful tale of probably like an alternate form of Mega Man, but it kind of gives you an idea of where this particular Mega Man originated from. And it gets you started in his quest to find out who he is, but also to help him help his own friends learn the fate of her parent. I'm digging into the manual here to refresh myself about names and whatnot. Okay. This says, one day a well-known digger, Barrel Casket, found a baby in an archaeological site. He named the baby Mega Man Volnut and raised him with his granddaughter Roll. 14 years have passed since the disappearance of Roll's parents while they were excavating a site. Mega Man and Roll have followed in the footsteps of Roll's parents in an effort to both discover the truth of their mysterious disappearance and to find the long-lost family treasure, the Mother Lode. And that's kind of sums up a lot of what this game is about. Mega Man learns who he is and where he came from while he's helping his friend Roll. Did I just botch her name already? No, Roll. Yeah, that's her name, Roll. While helping his friend Roll find her parents with the help of her grandparent, her grandfather, and this crazy little monkey whose name is Data. Although sometimes I refer to him as Data just to separate him from Data from Star Trek Next Generation, but I'm not really sure how his name is supposed to be pronounced. Probably Data. But anyway, you go up against the evil Bon triplets. Is that what it is? You have Tron Bon. I only remember her because of the game that they gave to her, the spin-off game. I'm going to talk about that one here in a moment. The Bonds, yes, you have Tron Bon, Teasel Bon, also known as T-Bon, and Bon Bon, who was just like this great big baby. I don't know. It's silly. It's crazy. It's one of the best things about it is just how silly and over the top the antagonists of the game are, as well as the inhabitants of the island where you spend most of your time in the game, which is something I'm kind of taking the long way around to. You start the game in a dig. You didn't really find what you were needing to know. You're moving on to another place, and then all of a sudden your airship has some issues and goes down onto this island, and the entire story is basically like a diversionary thing from the quest for Roll's parents, but it ends up being the discovery of more about Mega Man's past. And once you get to the end of the game, it's very obvious that you're not done with your quest, hence the reason why Mega Man Legends 2 comes along. Now, where this one has some fun, lighthearted adventures, the goofy interactions with the bonds and whatnot, 2 seems to take a little bit more of a serious look at what's going on with these guys. The back of this case says, Mega Man, Roll, and all your favorites are back in an entirely new 3D adventure. Far away in an isolated wasteland, a mysterious girl and an infamous treasure have been discovered. It's the legendary Sealed Key, rumored to unlock an even greater mystery known as the Great Legacy. What power does the Great Legacy hold? Now a race unfolds as Mega Man and his friends embark on a journey which will alter their destinies forever. Now, without spoiling too much of anything, their adventure is not over when this is completed. And the haunting, mysterious Mega Man Legends 3 has been rumored for years. This one came out in 2000. It's 2014 now. 14 years later, and the closest that we got was a 3DS revival of Mega Man Legends 3 that then got canceled. And I remember being really pissed about it for 2 reasons at the time that this happened, which was like 2 years ago, I think. I was pissed because, 1, of course, it was canceled, but 2, it was going to be for the 3DS, which at the time, I didn't have any plans for buying a 3DS. Now I own a 2DS, so I could have played it. So I guess that makes it even worse now, is that probably never going to get to see this game. It's another one of many, like a third Shenmue game, but a third Mega Man Legends, hopefully we'll see it, and it'll come out on something I can play it on. Because I want to see the rest of this story through. But even if I don't, these 2 games are well worth the price of admission. And The Misadventures of Tron Bon is a weird game. It's not really required for this storyline because it just puts you in the shoes of Tron Bon, one of the antagonists from the Mega Man Legends games. And it lets you control the game in like 3 different ways. One is a storyline kind of thing like these, but it's short. One was like a dungeon crawler type game. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. And then the other was like a puzzle style game that, if I remember right, involved the Servbots, which were the little Lego looking guys that are the henchmen of the Bonds. None of these has a good picture of any of the Servbots, it looks like. I don't think the Servbots became like a what do you call it, mascot for these games until years later when the series had kind of become a cult classic. Anyway, there's Data the monkey, so it's all good. So anyway, Mega Man Legends, especially the first one, I love the lighthearted nature of it, the journey of self-discovery, and like seeing the relationships between these characters really, where they bonded and they're really strong in helping each other out in their different adventures. Mega Man Legends 2, like I said, the problem with that one was that it just took on a way more serious tone. Maybe it was in response to some complaints that the first game didn't really move us any further along to the mother lode. So maybe they decided to do that in the second one and then planned on finishing it all off in the third. Who knows, though? We may never know. So anyway, that's Mega Man Legends. That's another installment in my favorite games. If anybody here has played the game, tell me in the comments below what you thought of it. It was also released on the N64 as Mega Man 64. I've never played that version of it, but I'd like to give it a shot and see what's different about it. And I guess that wraps it up. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.